All right, sis, we got to talk about the tariffs and the potential impact on our households.
Do we have to?
We don't have to, but information is knowledge is power, right?
Sure,
So, of course, this could impact us to the tune of $1,600 to $2,000 in real disposable income over the next year. A lot of our families are already struggling.
Yeah.
Trying to buy eggs and groceries and stuff like pay the rent. So it can be kind of, and me, I'm not a fear monger.
You're not. Oh yeah, after what you just said.
And I also don't like to sensationalize things because that's not my style. But the list of the stuff that will see price increases or potentially see price increases is crazy. Last year, the U.S. spent, let me just kind of put this all into context. Last year, the U.S. spent $46 billion on agricultural products from Mexico.
Yep.
That included $8.3 billion worth of fruits and vegetables. Oh. We also spent $5.9 billion worth of beer. That's crazy, yeah? Of course, China, we get all of our electronics, our apparel, and Canada, maple syrup.
Oh my gosh.
And the maple cookies from Trader Joe's that I think I ate the whole box, sis. I mean,
You did.
Not to,
the one that you brought for everybody, you ate the whole thing.
But nobody ate them, so I was like, I'm not gonna let these things go to waste because of the tariffs.
Oh, it was the tariffs that did it. I see.
No, but we also get automobiles and automobile parts.
Yes, and I agree with you. I think one of the reasons why it's been such a big push, especially for us here at Island Life Live, is being self-sufficient.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been talking about it over and over and over. Gardening, aquaponics, we talked about egg layers, my little baby chickens are getting bigger and bigger and kind of thing. We talked about emergency preparedness, living on an island. We prepare for disasters, natural or man-made, and this is kind of like a reminder for us to stick with this kind of planning, right?
Yeah, I think it is definitely a great reminder. And we were just talking about this yesterday, all the fresh vegetables we're getting from the
Go Farm
in Wamanalo.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's just, I think this is one of the reasons why also a lot of the farmers markets are now packed.
Super packed.
I mean,
right?
I went to mention this yesterday, but the Windward Mall one, they have lines for the produce stands. And I'm like, they sell that at the grocery stores, but people come out on whatever Wednesday at Windward Mall, Thursdays in Haleiwa, just to go get those fresh veggies.
Well, because hopefully you're getting it fresh from the farms here, and that they're not bumping up their prices to those ridiculous prices that we're sometimes seeing in the grocery stores, right?
Yeah.
But isn't the tariff supposed to be a good thing? I mean, if I'm not mistaken, aren't there like companies that have taken their entire operations overseas to make it cheaper?
Yeah. And then they sell it back to us.
And then they sell it back to us at inflated prices. So now with these tariffs, a lot of these companies are now pledging to bring their business back into America, right? Like, isn't Apple? I believe it was like $500 billion.
Yeah, there's several companies, but the thing is, how long does that take to trickle down to us? To the consumer, because I don't own a car company, you know what I mean? I'm not Elon Musk.
Agreed.
So, and I don't own some of these bigger chip factories, so we'll see. Well, definitely keep our eye on it. In fact, we're going to continue the conversation because Leo is here with our Island News team, and this is one of the top stories for today. Leo, what you got for us, sis?
Yeah, it's a huge story, and now that the tariffs have been launched, the nation's big three partners, they've made moves of their own. So we're talking 25% in tariffs that's been locked in for Mexico, Canada, while China gets 10% tariff on top of the ones that already exist. So here at home, just like you mentioned, Governor Josh Green, he worries how hard Hawaii is going to be hit by these impacts. So he anticipates also housing projects could be affected, especially for materials like timber and steel that's imported from out of the nation. And since the financial market has taken a huge blow that we've seen, Governor Josh Green also concerned about Hawaii's retired aged residents. Along with those building costs, as we talked about earlier, they will also lead to higher prices of food and most all other goods, since Hawaii gets as much as 90% of its food imported. Coming up at 5 tonight, we hear from industry leaders on the potential trickle-down effects to us consumers. And hundreds protested the president's actions today, the second demonstration in recent weeks over his new policies. Demonstrators gathered at Maui's state building in Wailuku, droves more at the state capitol here in Honolulu, and critics are pushing back against things like the layoffs. And they also fear for the new tariffs and how that's going to hurt our economy. But coming up on Island News at 5, economists that we spoke to explain some of the president's moves could actually be beneficial in the long run. Davey D.
All right, mahalo, Leo. You will see in about 20 minutes from now as we take a live look over the Honolulu area. Look at all